Hi, my name is Saruna. It's lovely to meet you and welcome to my channel. This is my first cooking video and I've been wanting to do this for quite a long time, and what better way to do it than in quarantine? So I wanted to go with a simple recipe today. I love to bake for the most part, so I think on this channel I'll try to make a lot of baking videos more than cooking ones. Especially since all of the prep work is pretty much easy to show you on my kitchen island. And I wanted to go with a simple recipe today just to test how things go and if I can make things better for the future. So thank you so much for watching this. I really appreciate it. I wanted to make blueberry muffins today because I've been making a ton of banana bread in the past month pretty much, and my mom is kind of sick and tired of eating it, so let's switch it up and make something different. My mom is an essential worker, so she's been working every day pretty much since lockdown here in Canada. So I wanted to make something simple and easy for her to take to work. She can either have it in the mornings or bring it for like a quick snack during her break or something, just to make her life a little bit easier so that she doesn't always have to cook. She is an amazing cook though, so I'm pretty spoiled living here with her. She makes me dinner all the time and it's so delicious. So I'm hoping that by starting a cooking channel of sorts or just making cooking videos, that I can give back the effort that she makes every day by cooking for me. First, we're gonna mix all the dry ingredients. So I'm gonna mix it in this bowl here. And I'm gonna start. I will need a cup and a cup and a half of all-purpose flour. We keep it in this little container here. Okay, that's 1 cup. Yeah. That's 1 and a half. I'm already making a mess. Okay, and then I'm gonna need 3/4 cup of sugar, which I have here. Okay, that's 3/4, just a little bit more. There you go. I'll pour that in. And then I need a 1/4 teaspoon of fine sea salt. Okay, that's my salt. And the final dry ingredient is 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So I do not have baking powder for some reason, and I was looking up substitutes, and I think I'm gonna try and use vinegar and baking soda. The thought process there is that the baking powder kind of makes your batter or whatever you're baking like light and fluffy, because it's basically like adding air pockets in your baked good. So you can kind of get the same effect with baking soda and vinegar. I believe for 1 teaspoon of baking powder, you can substitute it with 1/2 teaspoon of vinegar and 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. So for this recipe, it calls for 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm gonna need 2 teaspoons, which means that I need a teaspoon of vinegar and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. So I'm gonna try and substitute with that. I'm gonna use 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And I think I can add the wet ingredients later. But I'll just add it in now. I'll do a teaspoon of vinegar. It's not a lot of vinegar, so I'm hoping it doesn't make too much of a difference. Okay, next we're gonna mix all the wet ingredients into one. I've just rinsed the measuring cup here. And we're gonna need 1 large egg and a 1/3 cup of milk, which I'm replacing with yogurt, drinkable yogurt, and a 1/3 cup of grapeseed oil. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna add 1 large egg. Though if I'm being completely honest, that seems like a small egg. Okay, and then we're gonna add a 1/3. So here I have the Yogo Nano. It's a strawberry yogurt. It's the only yogurt we have in the house at the moment. And this is 93 milliliters, so that should be a 1/3 of a cup. It's a little bit over, but it honestly calls for between a 1/3 to 1/2 a cup of milk, so I think this will be fine. And then we're gonna top it off with the grapeseed oil. This mixture does not look appetizing, if I'm being completely honest. Like, look at that. Ew. Muffins. Okay. So I'm just going to add some vanilla. So I'm gonna need 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I'm just gonna mix it in the cup so that I don't have to wash as much things, or as many rather. So we're gonna need 1 teaspoon here. Whoa, wait, that's actually really cool the way it clumps in the oil. And a 1/2 teaspoon. I should know the sizes of these spoons, but I don't, so there you go. Delicious. And now we're just gonna mix it like this. I messed up. I dripped it out. I'm a dummy. I promise I'll get better at baking. I honestly haven't baked in a really long time. I used to do baking live streams on Twitch when I lived by myself. This was when I was studying at university. And I went to the University of Waterloo and lived with 4 other roommates. So basically, like one summer when everybody went home for the summer, I would set up my laptop in the living room and basically just like do cooking streams and stuff like that. And anything that I baked, because that summer I was doing an internship, so anything I baked I would just bring to work from my colleagues. This egg is getting stuck on my fork. So yeah, I had a good time, but I pretty much haven't really baked consistently since. And that was, wow, 2015? Shit, that's like 5 years ago. Okay, so I'm just gonna consider that as mixed, and we're gonna mix it in with the dry ingredients. Okay, so at this point I have these dry ingredients and the wet ingredients, and since I haven't baked in a long time and I rarely use the kitchen, I'm having the hardest time looking for anything, and I can't find a whisk. So I'm just gonna use a fork. I'm just gonna use a fork to whisk together everything, and then add in the blueberries and stuff like that. So the dry ingredients, I was looking for the whisk the entire time, so I ended up just mixing the wet ingredients first, but I didn't actually mix the dry ingredients yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and just mix everything together with my fork. If I ask my mom and she says that we don't have a whisk, then I will go to the dollar store at some point and pick up a whisk. Though I swear I've whisked things before in this house. And we've lived here for almost 2 years now. We moved in like May 2 years ago. So yeah, pretty much 2 years. Time flies. I've also gone ahead and preheated the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Just to make sure, you know, the temperature. Okay, so, ooh, that's loud. I'm gonna go ahead and pour in the wet mixture. Delicious. And we're just gonna mix everything together. Look. This looks like banana bread. Just like the mixture of it. Like the color. I can smell the yogurt. This is gonna be a strawberry blueberry muffin. That's what it's gonna be. Okay. It said that this mixture was going to be very scoopable, and so far, the way that I mixed it here, you can tell, it's very scoopable. In fact, it looks like it's just cleaning the bowl, like of all the flour that ever was in here. Interesting. Okay. All right. So we have a very thick mixture, and now we're going to add in some blueberries. I'm using frozen blueberries because my mom makes smoothies and it's the only frozen fruit we have in the house. So I'm gonna get that. All right. Here are the blueberries. They've never been opened before. Oh, okay. Basically what happened was a while back, our fridge, and we have 2 fridges. Yes, I live with my mom. Yes, there are only 2 people in this house. Don't judge us. But we had 2 fridges, and one we primarily used for the freezer unit. And one day it just stopped working, and my mom was overseas in Taiwan at the time. So I had to throw most of the stuff out. Like, I try to put as many things as possible in the other like freezer unit. The fridge is like, you can kind of see the end of it. I try to put as much in there, but most of the stuff I had to throw out, including her blueberries. So I guess this is her buying it to replace it. And now we're gonna use it. Okay, so I'm gonna need a cup of blueberries. Ooh. I'm just gonna use the cup that I used with the wet ingredients earlier, because if anything, I'm pouring in the remaining things that I should have poured in. But I'm just gonna get like a cup. This is not easy to close. Okay. You know what? That's frozen. I should probably put it back in the freezer. Hold on. Okay. Oh. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I'm back. Now I just have to put the blueberries in. And they're pretty frozen, so we're just gonna fold it in. This mixture is hella thick, but they are muffins. I guess that's a good thing. It's kind of coloring, if you can see. It's kind of coloring the mixture. Purple, it's cute. Honestly, I think I was supposed to like fold in the blueberries, but it's fine. Now we're gonna line it with our muffin tin. I've already washed it and rinsed it. Rinsed and washed it very thoroughly. Okay. Then I'm gonna put some liners in here. I'm gonna throw this first one away because I didn't have a cover on these muffin liners, now that I think about it. So the one at the top will be thrown away for safety reasons. Since I'm new to this, can you guys like recommend me some cooking channels? If you guys can just like comment below and tell me who you like to watch. I've been really enjoying like ASMR cooking videos, but I don't really have the setup for that. I film on my smartphone because I don't have a vlogging camera yet. Maybe in the future we can get one. Wow, this is so purple. It's so pretty. Okay, so I think we're just gonna like evenly distribute the batter into all of these muffin tins, and then we can just throw it in the oven and bake it. Okay, I am almost done dividing it. This looks like ice cream. Like, I just want to eat it right now. Gosh, the purple. I love it. I feel like these muffins aren't very like full, and they're not gonna bake to the top of the muffin top. They're not gonna make muffin tops. They're not gonna become muffin tops. You know what I mean. Why did I choose a fork? I can't scrape the bottom of this bowl with the fork. Do you guys ever had like weird family sayings, or like, I don't know, I guess they're cultural sayings that your parents would like tell you to make you feel guilty so that you would do the thing that they're asking you to do? For example, I always had to finish my rice. I couldn't leave a single grain in the bowl because my mom would say, if you leave a single grain, you don't finish your food, you're gonna have an ugly husband in the future. And little old me was like, no, I don't want an ugly husband. So then I actually developed a really unhealthy habit of finishing the food that I eat, regardless of what it was and how much there was. I'm gonna give you an example. In university, when I was living with my roommates, my best friend, who actually moved into the same city that I currently live in not too long ago, she walked into the kitchen and she saw me sitting there eating tacos and sighing in defeat. She's like, you look so upset. And then she walked over to like the kitchen counter and she picked up the taco kit box that I had made tacos from. And she's like, you know that this says it's a family taco kit, right? Like it says it's for 4 people. And I was sitting there like, I made food for myself. And I must have made like a pound, maybe a pound and a half of like ground beef. I had a whole entire bowl of guacamole. I made pico de gallo, I think. I think that's what I had. Just those 3. And I was just sitting there making tacos and eating them. I must have already like had 10. And I think there's like 16 in it. I was struggling. I was really struggling. And she's like, you gotta stop. You know you can pack those away for later, right? Oh, that's my oven. Now it's preheated. Actually, that took quite a bit of time to preheat. But yeah, she like has never let me live it down to this day. She's like, wow, you had such a problem back then. And honestly, like if I think about it, that moment was probably the moment that I realized I don't have to finish all the food on my plate. I can put it away for later. As long as I'm not wasting food, you know? Doesn't mean I have to like eat it all right there and then. So I've learned my lesson. Don't waste food. Finish your food. But if you really can't, you have the option to save it for later. Okay, so here is the batter. We're gonna put this in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. And we're gonna see how they look. We can actually sprinkle some sugar at the top if we wanna create like a sugar topped muffin top. So maybe I'll do that. Actually thinking about it, maybe like 15 to 20 minutes. I'm just gonna put it at 20 minutes and I'll check on it a few minutes before. So I'm just gonna sprinkle some sugar. I just grabbed a clump of sugar and then I just, I'll add some at the top here. Sprinkle. Okay, I made a mess. I shouldn't have done that. It was for the meme, but clearly I am the meme. All right, whatever, it's done. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the oven and we'll see you back when it's done. Welcome back. It has been 20 minutes exactly, and they're ready. So they look pretty good. I'm gonna get it. Ba-ba-da-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba. Ta-da! All right. First thoughts. I was right. They didn't like really like go over the top, because maybe I should have distributed between maybe like 2 less muffins so that I can make each one of them more full. Sorry, just getting rid of the gloves. What are they called? I don't know what they're called. Gloves. Baking gloves? Oven mitts. Yes. Okay. Sorry. My brain. This is how I function most of the time. I forget my words. If you ever watch any of my live streams, you know that I don't know how to talk. So yeah, let me put my oven mitts away. All right, they're gone. So here are the muffins that we have, and they're pretty hot. But honestly, let's say like these ones are the most full. They look really pretty. Hot. Actually, I'm gonna pick this one. This one looks the prettiest. So this is what it looks like. They're like bluish. They smell really good. So that's a good thing. You can see like the purple of the blueberries on the sides. I'll pick an ugly one. I'll eat it just to do a taste test. Hopefully, I think my mom's coming home soon, so maybe if she comes back in time, I can ask her to taste it too. You should like let it cool down, because otherwise I think the muffin like breaks apart when you're trying to like take away the paper like it's doing right now. But that's okay. I think I could have put more sugar at the top. But honestly, that vinegar and baking soda thing I think worked as a substitute. It's not, like, it's still pretty fluffy and airy inside. And it tastes pretty good. It's not too sweet, which is good because my mom and I don't like super sweet stuff, especially if we're trying to be healthy. But honestly, this is pretty bomb. Very good. My mom is here. Want to taste? Taste. It just came out of the oven. 蛮热的。不会很甜的。可以吗？
Good. 你这样就可以人家看到了。真的。
It's just recording.
哦。
I'll upload it later.
好吃呢。
好吃哈，可以哈。
我要喝咖啡啊！我今天不行，我今天开车那边想睡觉。
睡啊。Okay, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked watching this, please let me know in the comments below and make sure you like and subscribe. And even if you say that you don't like these videos and that whatever, I will still probably make it and stuff. So yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for watching.